Is up, spectators? This is Spud's round 5 of KPO 2. It's going to be on Britannia Advance. It's a progressive game with some blizzards and some unstable portals. First position, we have Alan Greysteel, who is the pink player, who is a master and a beginner in 1v1s. We've got Han Solo, who is a grandmaster playing as black in the second position. We've got Red Maximizer 99, who is a master. We've got Spud, who's a Grandmaster. We've got Frostbite playing as Blue, who is a Grandmaster, which is super crazy. And we've got Dellie Danger playing as White, who is an Expert. So we're going to look over the rankings of these players one more time really quickly. We've got a Master. We've got a Grandmaster. We've got another Master. We've got Spud, who's a Grandmaster. Blue, who is a Grandmaster, and White, who is an Expert. And myself, Becky with the good hair, as your Grand Novice commentator for this video. So we did miss the first few moves, but that's fine because it's a progressive game. Everybody's just going to be focused on getting cards, maybe lining up on some kills early in the beginning just to see where that gets them in turn order later. Now, how do we see Spudley put his troops down? Probably a few in his upper top or little position there, and some further down, or I guess only one further down on the map. Is he going to keep stacking on those portals? Is he going to leave them open? Prepare himself for his next turn. Okay, takes a card on the top side off of red. And another attack down there just to put his two stacks together. Yeah. An interesting thing looking at this map is as small as it is, all of these little territories have fairly decent sized stacks to start off with. So this is a progressive world dom game. And like I said before, we don't really see a lot necessarily happening in the beginning since everybody is just waiting to trade in by turn 5. It almost looks as though White is lining up on Spud. Still too early to necessarily tell. It could just be White taking a portal. We see Spud emoting for White. Maybe they get a little card trading spot between that area. Maybe they just hang out there. Maybe he gets a kill card off White. You never know what's going to happen in the game of Risk. Pretty interesting blizzard placements as well. You can kind of see those two at the top choking up a lot of the map. At least with these portals you can get through and have access. It's a very exciting lobby to see this many high-skilled players playing together. But I think that's the interesting thing about playing in the KPO as well, is it's such a large tournament with such a wide variety of players. You never really know who you're going to get. But you can certainly imagine that they are all fans of Pete. And the whole community. Can't forget that. Alright, so Spud has one more troop to place. More than likely going to put his stacks on that island together, yeah. Yep, just tiny little stacks everywhere. Nothing crazy going on. Blue spawning on that island between everything is a interesting position to have, but a really nice position to have. If I could tell you exactly what Spud is thinking, I would. However, it looks like a lot of wild pointing, but it does look as though he is trying to predict everything that his opponents are going to do. He thinks that Black is going to have that 5 on the portal with that, or their 4 somehow. It looks like a lot of players should consider having stacks on the map wherever they possibly can. But with such a high skill level in this lobby as well, it'll be very interesting once the sets start coming in, and if there are second sets for certain players, and whether or not that determines who gets what bounty. Okay, so we see Black putting troops down there and fortifying towards the portal. And now Red takes a card off of Spud and moves his troops towards that portal. A deep in thought, Spud places his troops very carefully and considers all positions on the board. However, Spudley is running out of time and should place those troops quickly. 10v1 off of pink. Splits. Moves further up. Hitting white out of that little spot around the blizzard. Leaving a stack there. Potentially letting Spud have someone kill guard him somewhere on this map. Seeing what Blue is going to do. Oh, and he fortifies that stack back. Spud's so concerned that somebody's got lines on him, he would just want someone else to have lines on him instead. Oh yeah, and in case you were wondering, this was live on Twitch. Alright, so we see pink, stack in the bottom, place a troop to the left. Another one on the right end. Taking a card off of red and fortifying their troops back. I'm kind of a fan of Black's positions around the board, but at the same time when you look, he's pretty spread out, which is good. Oh, and that looked like a little bit more of an overhit. Alright, what do we see Red do? Red locking in black's 5. Okay. So red is lining up on black in terms of a potential bounty. And we see Spud hit through the portal and split. Giving himself another position up in the top. Yeah, again, for such a small map, it is quite spread out, and these portals make it really interesting. Especially with all of these these blizzards, not portals. Portals? Did I call it a portal? I don't even know. And Britannia Advanced does seem to be a very popular map across a lot of free-for-all tournaments. Everybody takes one more card shortly, and we get to see the trades happening. White takes a card off of black and splits up. It feels very interesting to watch a Britannia Advanced game and it be World Dom. I feel like I'm very used to seeing this map played at a 70% settings, if not zombies. But it seems like the general gameplay around this board as well would be to have mid-size stacks hanging out around the board to make it chokeable, so nobody really can go for a kill or a World Dom victory. Okay, red takes a card off of Spud. Do we see Spud spread out his troops more? We can see that Spud can tell red has lines on black. Where do we see Spudley take a card? He's debating really hard. He's got to take a card somewhere. All right. Placing troops on the island. And to the right. And there he goes. Quick card before the timer runs out. Blue stacks on that island in the middle. And taking a card from pink. Do we see them join that stack? Nope, just moves it back slightly. White stacks on his portal. Takes a card off of red and opens up his stack. Oh, not entirely. Nope. Okay, he does. Not super open, but at least... Don't mind me. Grand Novice narrating. Yeah, we see pink has a lot of 5s and 6s around the board. Kind of like a big annoying strategy, which isn't terrible. And being first in turn order, trading in. Now we see black. getting the 6 trade. Stacks a little at the top, a little to the left. Taking a card on the island. And moving a stack away from red's 9. However, we can see Spud is already thinking it out. It's really choked up in the north end. Spud's going to trade in and get the 10 trade with all of the dudes and a +2. Where do we see Spud put most of his troops? A little in the top. 11 more to deploy. 6 on the right. Yeah, just a little even distribution across the board. Taking a card off of red. No big crazy moves. It's really going to come down to who has a trade on 3 or a trade on 4 at this point now to see bounties. And get that snowball rolling. Blue stacks in the middle. Or I guess that's what I would consider as close to the middle. 14 up north. A little on the island. Taking a card off of black. Fortifies that. Oh, fortifies his 5 onto that split 3, which is now 7. We see white get the 15 trade. With all of those stacks on the top, yeah, it's just a blockage of pink 6 around black's 11. And it's really easy to see that this map is kind of choked up at this point with stacks on stacks. And white takes a card on the portal, but leaves a pretty decent sized stack there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it looks as though white is lined up on blue. But now we're going to have to see who actually sets in, if there is a trade on 3 or if there's a trade on 4. Pink is going to get their card off of Spud. Do we see a trade from black? Nope. Moving a few of his troops. Nope. Trade on 3 for black. Sitting on 4 cards. We see red take a card on the island. No trade on 4 for red. Or no trade on 3 for red. My apologies. Spud just trading cards with red on the island as it stands. No lucky trade on 3 for anybody on the map, it looks like. White placing their troops on the portal and to the right. Same old song and dance trading on the island. And what do we see Pink do? Does Pink have a trade? Does Pink feel like trading? Time's running out for Pink, so I'm going to assume that they just don't trade in. No sense in setting if they have a set or don't have a set. Holding on to cards. Sitting on 5 cards. All except for White seem to be kind of evenly matched in terms of troop count, and Blue. Oh, we see Black moving to the right, but just taking a card through the portal. Now what do we see Red do? Oh, Red trades, has a set on 4, gets the 20 trade. And that looks as though that could be the end of Black. Yep, has a 31 stack on the island. Moves towards the portal. Smacks that 10. Hits the other portal. Perfect lines on Black for Red. First bounty. Goes to Red. First eliminated is Black. Spud has a trade on 4. Now we see Red set in again. Do we see Red fortify most of his stacks together? Adds his 7 to his 12 stack? Is he... Oh, no, he wants to put his 12 up where his 7 is. That would make sense. Okay, and we see Spud trade. We don't... Like, we see Spud consider a bounty. However, it does not appear that it is worth it to him at this moment. Better to set in and not sit on all of your cards. Okay. And Spud takes his card on the island once again. What do we see the blue player do in his turn? I like that Spud has a 20 stack and a 20 stack and an 8 up top. I really enjoy his position on this board. Okay, Blue takes a card off of White. Ah, okay. White has a trade on 4, gets the 35 trade, and it looks as though we are going to see White eliminate Blue. Not bad dice. Not too bad. Uses the 24. Okay. Didn't lose a bad... Those aren't terrible dice on that. Oh. Oh, no. Is this a Fed kill? Oh, this looks like a feed. White, oh, white basically feeds blue. This looks like a feed. Yeah, that was a slam. And white feeds pink, blue's bounty. Sets in with his 5 cards, gets another 5 cards on top of that. 40 trade, then the 45 trade. Insane. Yeah, everybody's saying good game. And now we wait for pink to take out blue and his 1 troop for 5 cards. And pink gets blue's bounty. Gets that 45 trade. Spud emoting, one of my favorite little emotes from the Risk store. And we see pink going for red's bounty. 2 bounties for pink. Good game, red. Maximizer is out. Now we see the top 3. And the pink player gets 105 troops trading in. Insane. But we do see the pink player running out of time. Takes the island. Oh, smacks Spud. Oh, but this pathing. Ooh. Ay, ay, ay. Spud sitting on 2 cards. Stacks his 6. But Spud can get white's bounty. Doesn't set him in, but it definitely gets him second in this game. Smart slidering. Don't want to waste all of your troops on 1s. Definitely don't want to fail a 1. And the white player is out. Spud is on 5 cards after this turn. Don't mind me, I'm bad at math. And Spud just going across, breaking all of the bonuses. And in case you guys weren't already aware before, I'm sure you're all very well aware that Spudly is on Twitch as well, and this game was recorded live on Twitch. Just happened to be voiceovered by me after the fact. But we do see a happy little Spud with 1 bounty and second place in this game. Definitely not bad for round 5. Throwing up a well played to pink. Okay. Well, thank you so much, guys, for watching. And if you found this video baked to Spudfection, please consider to give this video a like and a subscribe. And until next time, good games and good luck. We'll see you later.